So now we've created the website in Freeway, it's time to build the actual app. So for that we're going to use Xcode. So we're going to create a new Xcode project and we're going to go for a tabbed application. Give it a name. And make sure you've got use storyboard selected and the device family is iPhone. Decide where you want to save the app. Now for simplicity today I'm just going to save it to my desktop. Okay, so this is our Xcode project. And the first thing we want to do is to add in the app icon images and the launch images. So I'm just going to go to my Finder window. And as you can see here, I've got my app icons here and my launch icons here. So I'm just going to drag them and drop them into the correct places. Okay, so let's get rid of that Finder window again. Now over here, on this side, you can see we've got a first view controller and the second view controller. For our app, we're going to have 5 views in total. One for images, one for videos, one for our prospectus, one for the blog and the home or index page. So we need to build 3 more view controllers. So to do that, I'm just going to right click over here, new file. And we want to go for a UI view controller subclass and we press next. So this is going to be our 3rd view controller. Really important that you get your spellings right and you use capital letters for the T, the V and the C. And this is a UI view controller subclass. So next, and then we obviously want to save that, so we do create. Now we repeat the same exercise for our 4th view controller. And the 5th view control. Okay, you're typing right. Controller. So that's our 5 views built. So what we now need to do is just to put a little bit of code into the header of each of these. So let's start in the first view controller, and we want to put in some code to just tell it where the outlets are going to be. For that we've got this IB outlet, so it's going to be a web view, and for this one it's first web view. Just save that, go into our 2nd view controller and paste that in, just changing first to second, save it. Our 3rd view controller, again paste that one in, save that. 4th view controller, save, and finally our 5th web view. Excellent, so that's the first bit of code done. So now we're going to actually look at the interface itself, and one of the new additions in this version of Xcode is a storyboard. So we're going to open up storyboard. Just open that up in the main window, and let's just make this a little bit bigger so we can see what we're doing. Okay, so these are the two views which came with the initial template. There's our first view and our second view. We want an additional 3 views. So looking down here, the object library, if that's not showing, you need to go to View, Utilities, and Show Object Library, and this will appear down here. Okay, and these are the objects we can add to our page. So we want to add another 3 view controllers. So just drag in another 3 controllers. You can make them a little bit smaller and then tidy them up. Okay, so we've got our 5 web views, which will correspond to our controllers here later. Okay. So now we want to let Xcode know what these are. So this time we now need to go into our utilities, so View, Utilities, and Show Identity Inspector. So let's say this one we want to be our 3rd view controller. So where it says class, we go into there and we're looking for 3rd view controller. Select our next one, go up to class, this time 4th view controller, and our last one will be our 5th view controller. So we now want to connect our 3 here up to our tab bar controller. To do that, hold down Control on the keyboard and just drag. And the relationship is a view controller relationship. And we do that for each one. You can now see we've got lines connecting each of our controllers up to the main controller. And along the bottom here now, you should notice 5 tab icons, and they're going to refer to our 5 pages we've got here. So what I want to do now is get the images which we're going to use for these views. So I'm just going to open up my Finder window again. Okay, so here's my Finder window. It's a bit like a Blue Peter. And these are the 5 icons I want to use: Home, Images, Movies, Perspectives, and Website. So I'm going to grab them and drop them inside my apps folder over here. So just let them go. Make sure you've got this ticked, copy items into destinations group folder, copy that, and then press finish, and those 4 icons are now saved within our project. So what we want to do is to actually bring them in. So selecting this icon here, so these got names. So this is the tab bar item, and our first one. So let's go to first over here. You can see titles first. So we want to change that to home, and we want to change our icon or our image to home. Then work our way through. This is our 3rd page, and our 3rd page is going to be videos. Oops, capital V, even. And the image there was what we call movies. Down here for our 2nd view, that is images, and the image for that was images. Our 4th view is going to be prospectus, and let's go to the prospectus picture. And then finally, our 5th view is our blog, and let's bring in our, I called it website. There we go. So that's our 5 icons in. You can see these icons are now appearing in the tab bars for the individual views, and also there they are, the 5 of them, with the new text appearing in our main tab bar controller. So now we're going to start to tidy these views up so we can actually use them to put our website in. So let's have a look at this. So look at our first view controller first. I just want to get rid of the elements which are sitting in there, and the same for second view. Might as well delete those. On our images and our videos page, we're going to want title bars. So I'm just going to scroll down our objects in the bottom right hand corner, and I'm going to find the navigation bar here, object. We're going to grab that and just drop it at the top of the page, double click inside the title and put our title in for videos, and the same for images, drag it to the top. They click quite nicely in once you start to align them, so we do that. We now want to tell it what we want to appear in our main views, and for all of these we're going to use the web view. So we're just going to drag a web view and drop them into the main areas on the page, and you'll see that they're resizing quite nicely as we move them over each of the views. Oops, grab the web view, and then the final fifth web view, let's throw that one in there. That's excellent, all done. So now, if you remember in the code, we put in the outlets and told the outlets that they'll be the first web view, the second web view, etc. So now we need to tell the actual graphical interface, the storyboard, what we want to go where. So I'm going to control click up here where it says first view controller, and you see I've got first web view. So I'm going to click on the little plus sign and now drag that into the view, and then we're going to work our way through. So the third view, exactly the same, control click, third web view, drag it into there. Second web view, control click, go to second web view, drag it into there. Fourth web view, and then finally the fifth web view. So we've now told the code where the views all are, and we can now crack on. So we're almost there now. We've actually built all the interfaces we need here, so we can come back out of there, and we're going to work back in our controllers over here. So the first thing the next thing we now need to do is to pull in our website. So back into Finder. My website is all sitting inside a site folder. I'm just going to highlight all the files in there and then drag them all back over here. That copy, again we need to make sure it's got the tick, and we press finish. So that's the whole of our website now copied across into the folder. So we now need just putting a bit of code. So we're going to go into our first web view controller.m, and we're going to tell it what we want it to load. So this area here tells you what we're going to load. So I've got some code snippets I've got saved, rather than reinventing the horse, reinventing the wheel even. So what we're going to do here is we're going to copy this little bit of text from there, and I'm going to paste it into there. So you can see what we're going to open in this web view is an index HTML file, and that refers to our index.html file we've created here. Save that. Now I want to go to my second view, which needs to be hiding right down here. Again, I'm going to get my code snippets file. Copy that, paste it in. I'll actually change my name of this from image to image gallery when I do it this time. You can see it's this image gallery file there. So we're going to save that. We now want to move to our third web view, and our third page was to bring in our video gallery. So again, grab my little bit of code, drop it into here. And that will say it wasn't video, it's now called video gallery. Save that. My fourth page right now, this one's slightly different. So our fourth one, we're bringing in a PDF file. So I'm going to grab that, and I just remembered I've not brought that file in yet. So I'm just going to put that. And the file I'm going to use is actually one I've prepared while I've been doing this, called Xcode screenshots. So let's go and grab that while I'm thinking about it from Finder. So there's my Finder, and there's my Xcode PDF file. I'm just going to again drag that, drop it inside the app, copy it into there. That's that one done. And then we're going to finish off my fifth view controller, slightly different again. This time I'm going to link it to a website. So throw it in there, and what we need to do here is just change the web address. So I'm going to put in the web address for my website, save that, and then we run the app, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it will all work. That's good, the build is successful. Let's hope everything works fine. So just grab, there we go, there's our initial splash screen. There we have our home page, our image gallery. So if I click on an image, I get the full size picture, and back takes us back to the image gallery, and it all seems to be working nicely. Video gallery, select the first video. We can now play that, and hopefully, there we go. What's a nice thing within the simulator, we can also rotate it, and hopefully it says the video is rotated. Well, that one hasn't, for whatever reason. Let's just rotate it back to the right. That's something to look at later and find out why it's not working. So let's just stop that, and the video works, which is the main thing. Back, our prospectus sitting in there. It wasn't the prospectus, was it? It was my screenshots I've been using for this. And then finally, the blog. Doesn't look like it's working. So let's just ponder that. There, look, there it is. It just had to be a bit more patient. There we go. There's the blog. And there's a blog. See if these are. That one's about scratch. There we go. So there we go. The blog works. So the app works. Let's just press home, and there we have it. The WBS app sitting on the iPhone. There's my icon.